In the vibrant tapestry of African culture, music serves as the heartbeat, the pulse that resonates through generations. When we think of African traditional music, we often conjure images of rhythmic drums, colorful dances, and communal gatherings. But let's dive deeper, shall we? Let's explore the comedic side of this rich musical tradition. Because, believe it or not, laughter is woven into the very fabric of African music. Imagine yourself in a village, the sun setting, casting a golden hue over the landscape. The air is thick with the scent of spices and the sound of laughter. Children are playing, and the elders are sharing stories, their voices rising and falling like the melodies they create. Suddenly, someone picks up a traditional instrument, a djembe perhaps, and the rhythm begins. It's infectious. You can't help but tap your feet. But wait, what's this? Someone starts singing a song that's not just about the beauty of the land, but also pokes fun at the neighbor's goat that keeps wandering into everyone's yard. Now, that's the beauty of African traditional music. It's not just about the serious stuff. Oh no, it's about life, love, and yes, the occasional goat that thinks it owns the place. This goat is a legend in our village. You see, every time it escapes its owner, it makes a beeline for the local market, munching on everything in sight. And guess what? There's a song about it. The villagers gather around, clapping and laughing as the lyrics hilariously describe the goat's escapades. Oh, the goat that thinks it's a king, munching on cabbages. What a silly thing. What's striking is how these comedic songs serve a purpose. They're not just for entertainment. They're a way to address community issues, to bring people together, and to foster a sense of belonging. Think about it. How many times have you been in a situation where laughter was the best medicine? In African culture, humor is a tool for social commentary. It allows people to reflect on their lives while sharing a good laugh. Now, let's talk about the instruments. Each one has its own personality, much like the people who play them. Take the kalimba, for instance. It's a thumb piano, and when you play it, it sounds like a gentle breeze rustling through the trees. But let me tell you, when someone who's never played it before tries to join in, it can sound more like a cat walking across a piano. The rest of us can't help but chuckle as they struggle to find the right notes. It's a classic case of, I'm just trying to help. Why gone hilariously wrong. And then there's the talking drum. Now this is where the comedy really kicks in. The talking drum can mimic the tone and pitch of human speech, which means when someone plays it, they can actually talk through the drum. Picture this. A group of friends sitting around, and one of them decides to have a conversation with the drum. Hey drum, how's it going? I'm going this. And the drum responds with a series of beats that sound suspiciously like laughter. The whole group erupts, and suddenly, you have a full-blown dialogue happening between a person and an instrument. It's absurd, it's funny, and it's pure African traditional music comedy at its finest. Now, let's not forget the dances that accompany these musical performances. African dances are not just movements, they tell stories. Each step has meaning, each gesture conveys emotion. But when you throw in a little humor, things get interesting. Imagine a dance-off between two rival villages. On one side, you have the traditional dancers, moving gracefully, embodying the spirit of the ancestors. On the other side, you have a group of young men who've clearly had one too many drinks, trying to replicate those moves, but ending up looking like they're swatting flies. The crowd roars with laughter as the serious dancers try to maintain their composure while the others break out into the most ridiculous interpretations of traditional steps. And this brings me to the heart of the matter, the ability of music to unite us, to create shared experiences. In African communities, music is often performed during celebrations, ceremonies, and even during times of mourning. It's a way to express joy, sorrow, and everything in between. But sometimes, the laughter that emerges from these situations is what truly binds us. For instance, during a wedding ceremony, there's usually a segment dedicated to comedic interludes. Imagine the bride's uncle, who's known for his terrible singing voice, attempting to serenade the couple. The guests hold their breath, half expecting a disaster. And when it inevitably happens, off-key notes and all, the laughter erupts like fireworks. It's a moment that everyone remembers, a reminder that life is not just about perfection, but about embracing the chaos and finding joy in it. Now, let's take a moment to discuss the role of storytelling in African traditional music. Storytelling is an art form, often accompanied by music, and it's where the humor really shines. Elders often recount tales of clever tricksters, like the famous Anansi the spider, who outsmart their opponents through wit and humor. These stories are not just entertaining, they carry lessons, morals, and cultural values. The humor embedded in these tales makes them relatable, allowing listeners to connect with the characters and their experiences. Think about it. Who doesn't love a good trickster story? You have the cunning character, the bumbling fool, and the inevitable twist that leaves everyone in stitches. And then Anansi said, "If you want to catch me, you'll have to be quicker than a chicken on a hot day." The laughter that follows is a reminder that, despite life's challenges, humor can always be found. Now, let's touch on the modern twist of African traditional music. With the advent of technology and social media, these comedic elements have found new platforms. YouTube has become a treasure trove of content where musicians blend traditional sounds with contemporary humor. You see skits that incorporate traditional music, where characters navigate everyday situations, often with a hilarious twist. Imagine a video where a young man tries to impress a girl by showing off his drumming skills. He starts off strong, but then he gets so into it that he accidentally breaks the drum. The look on his face is priceless. And the girl? She's doubled over with laughter. It's relatable, it's funny, and it's a perfect example of how traditional music can evolve while still retaining its comedic roots. Moreover, the rise of viral challenges has led to a fusion of traditional music and modern dance moves. You'll find people attempting to recreate traditional dances, but adding their own flair, sometimes with hilarious results. The joy of watching someone try to master a dance they've only seen online is both entertaining and heartwarming. It's a reminder that music and laughter transcend boundaries, bringing people together in the most unexpected ways. Now, let's not forget the power of collaboration. Musicians from different backgrounds are coming together to create unique sounds that blend traditional African music with various genres: hip-hop, jazz, and even pop. This fusion often leads to comedic moments, especially when artists playfully challenge each other's styles. Picture a rapper trying to incorporate traditional instruments into their verses, only to realize they've just created the most ridiculous beat. The laughter that ensues is a testament to the creativity and humor that exists within the music community. In conclusion, African traditional music is more than just a collection of sounds. It's a living, breathing entity that reflects the joys, sorrows, and complexities of life. The comedic elements woven throughout this musical tradition serve as a reminder that humor is universal, transcending language and culture. It fosters connections, encourages storytelling, and ultimately brings us together in laughter. So the next time you hear a traditional African song, take a moment to listen closely. You might just find a comedic gem hidden within the rhythm, a story that resonates, or a moment that makes you chuckle. Because in the end, whether it's a goat causing mischief or a dancing uncle stealing the show, laughter is the melody that binds us all. And isn't that what life is all about?